Hey everyone, how are you all doing? I'm back with a new video. There was something I kind of wanted to share. I hope that's okay. Um, I printed an oracle deck. Um, I okay. How do I start here? Sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. Um, I have been saying, that I've been really uh yeah, again, what's the word? I'm sorry, this video starts off wrong. I've been following the news on what's happening in Gaza, Palestine, and I've been very sad, very angry, name the colors of emotions, and I've been it. Um, in I think it was the first week, yeah, or after the first week, I found out about a Palestinian artist. Her name was Heba Zagout. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Um, and it was through Instagram that I saw her artwork. And I saw her artwork, and then I read that she was killed by the Israeli forces. I went on her Instagram to look at more of her artwork because I loved what I saw. Um, and this is how I kind of went into a rabbit hole because then I started to look her up, who she was. And the house that she lived in with her family got bombed. Yeah, all her artwork got destroyed. Um, Only the people that have bought her original artwork, or, well, if you look at her Instagram, this is actually what's left of her life's work. Um, and that was unacceptable to me. I cannot do much. I'm a one person machine here, I can be mad and frustrated and angry and sad and heartbroken. And except for the protest and helping online activists when they need to, I feel very powerless. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, so when, yeah, I heard about her and I saw her artwork, I had an idea of taking her artwork and creating an oracle deck. As a spiritual person, this is what I love to do with good artwork. Um, so I did. I have 69 cards, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. And I just want to show you a little bit what she created, because, well, I just put it on a card, right? She created this artwork. And again, for me, it was about preserving a part of somebody, Again, I feel so frustrated and powerless. But this I could do. I want to flip through them and I will tell you a little bit about her. And then we will go from there because, again, I'm not really, I didn't plan this. I got the deck and I was like, you know what, let's make a video, right? To show you. The backing is not her artwork. I was looking for some kind of Palestinian flag artwork and I love this one. It aesthetically might not be like perfect to her artwork, but I think it fits what I wanted this deck to be about. So yes, I took her artwork. However, I didn't just want to put their pretty words, I really centered it around the idea of colonization, right? Of apartheid, of that system. At the same time, I did want to be able to really use it, right? I don't want it to just be an oracle that I never look at or never use. So I tried my best, to really balance that out, where the keywords definitely fit in this category. Yeah. At the same time, yeah, I can take them in light and shadow, a little bit like that. So I hope I succeeded. So again, these are the backs. And then let me start. I mean, her artwork is beautiful. You're gonna see a lot of landscapes of the mosque and stuff like that, because of course in Palestine, this is, well, a big part, right? Most of what they are fighting for, yeah, is of course their right to their own land, but this is a sacred space for them. So that is a big part of what, yeah, they're fighting for. I think some keywords will definitely fit the feeling, at least for me, of the artwork. Others are maybe a little bit more far-fetched, you know, because I wanted that keyword, and then yeah, I needed to place that on a certain landscape. So they might not fit perfectly, but the combination of the artwork, who she was, and what I put as keywords in that concept, you know, I feel like they will fit. Okay, without further ado, let's go. So her name is Miss Heba Zagout. So she was a Palestinian artist and educator, and was killed in an Israeli airstrike on Gaza, along with her two children, Adam and Mahmoud. This happened on October 13, 2023. Her husband and her two other children, Faisal and Bara, if I say that correct, they survived. Heba was a painter of vibrant landscapes, homes, self-portraits, and symbols of real Palestinian identity, you know? And I think you can really see that when you look at her artwork. I took everything that she had on Instagram. I didn't want to leave nothing behind. Some were in longer form, and I actually put 2 cards, you know? So I really wanted to do her work justice. So Miss Heba Zagout was a devoted mother of 4 children who found happiness putting paint to canvas. She dreamed of freedom whenever she put paint on canvas. And as an educator and artist, she dedicated, her life to documenting Palestinian heritage and history as it faced endless erasure and threat, you know, under Israeli occupation. This was, if I'm not mistaken, one of her self-portraits. I will, I think I will have her picture in the thumbnail of this video. And otherwise I will put it somewhere in this video. But there are more, but I think this was one of them that was definitely a self-portrait. So yes, we can see her work is really profound, rich in beauty and detail. And you can also see that often she is telling the spirit, she's showing, you know, the real spirit, of Palestinian people. She incorporated iconic elements like Palestinian homes, you know, we see farms, daily activities, nature, mosque, churches, really underscoring the need of preserving Palestinian identity in the face of adversity. She was born in, if I say this correctly because I wrote it down, Al-Bure refugee camp in Gaza. She grew up listening, you know, to the stories of her elders who would routinely narrate the events leading up to the creation of Israel in 1948. So yeah, what happened in the Nakba. According to her sister, Miss Zagout developed a real love of painting, you know, from a young age. And I think we can see the love in her work. So she often would include telling the stories of her own family, which were Palestinians who were forcibly expelled from the village of Isdut. I hope I say that correct. Now known as the Israeli city of Ashdod. And they were made, you know, to seek refuge in the Gaza Strip. In 2003, Zagout received a diploma in graphic design. And 4 years later, she graduated from Al-Aqsa, University in Gaza, specializing in fine arts. Shortly after that, she became an art teacher at a primary school in Gaza, which is amazing, right? But even after that, you know, she continued to paint, both as a means to connect the region to well, art lovers across the world, right? And to help pay the bills, because she was the sole breadwinner for her family of 6 people. I wish I had known before, because I would have loved to buy an original piece from her, you know? I read some testimonies from other art lovers. One of them was Chris Whitman Abdul Karim. He was a representative of German human rights of a German human rights group, sorry, called Medico International, and he came across her work a couple of years ago, and the way he described it was that she was an artist who really came of age through Instagram, and she really developed a dedicated following around the world. Yeah, thousands of people were really intrigued by her bold and beautiful acrylic paintings that really take us on a journey, right, to Palestinian villages and towns, as well as the city of Jerusalem and the Al-Aqsa compound, through the eyes of the refugees living in Gaza. And yeah, I could definitely see what he was meaning. We really get that tour almost, right? At least through her eyes. He said that Miss Heba Zagout, yeah, she was 1 in a million, yeah, talent-wise. She encapsulated everything it meant to be a Palestinian, and really poured her heart and soul into her art. And I can see that. I can definitely see that. When I was looking for, again, some information on who she was, right, it was really clear that she dedicated her life to her kids and her students. And according to her sister, she spent every waking moment helping these kids, you know, to use art to cope with the extremely tough life in Gaza. And yeah, this is why I made an oracle, because I find it very sad that all that remains of her beautiful work is now just on Instagram. And is that something that will stay there forever? I don't know. Some followers of her work, you know, say that her art was not just bright and bold and warm. The stories it carried were the very preservation of Palestinian history and experience. And I think that is amazing. Yeah, I've not been really talking about the keywords, but I think you can read them. If you do have a question, please let me know. Yes, and that was the last one. So yeah. Yeah, I did make some notes because I could not remember that all. For me, she was definitely also yeah, newly discovered. Is that a word? Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. 1 second. Okay. So yes, I wanted to do a shuffle and maybe pull a card. Maybe we go through a few cards. So that's a good shuffle. I was lucky. My printer actually sent me 2 copies. So I'm good, because it's a good quality cardstock that they offer. And always a great shuffle. Yeah, like I said, for me, it was when I found out about her art, it was actually also the moment a few seconds later that I found out that she was already passed, you know? And not just passed, they killed her, let's be honest. She was murdered. So, like I said, for me, the thought of her artwork, yeah, only being on social media, that was all that was left of it. Yeah, that was not something that was really acceptable to me. So yeah, like I said, I really tried to have words that would go a little bit either way, right? Um, yeah, we do need reflection, right? When we think about occupation and all of that, it's a reflection of who we are. Yes. At the same time, I can use that word in a little bit of a different light if I would pull a card, right? Same with boundaries. I think with most, yeah, it's there. I mean, if you look at beauty, we might think a little bit differently. If you put that again in the perspective of this occupation, right? Of this colonization. There's a lot of beauty in the Palestinian people, right? But it's not seen because we only look, yeah, we only pay attention when violence is being committed by either side, you know. And I'm not even going there because again, I'm gonna get hate. I think it's clear I'm pro-Palestine. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Existing, I mean, that takes a very different form, right? If we put it in this context. So yeah, I really did my best here. I have but between, how you call them in English? And so it can be instability or stability. And I didn't want to create two cards because I felt like they go hand in hand, right? I will know which one it is when I pull it. So yes, I'm actually really pleased. My printer didn't put it really centered here. Here they did a good job, but not here, but I don't care. It's beautiful. The art was not cut, so that's all that matters to me. So yes. Okay, what I wanted to do, give me 1 second. Yes, I thought that there was only actually one deck that should be paired with it. And in all honesty, I don't know if it visually will work, but I might not care about that in this case. Normally, I'm very much into the aesthetics. But again, yeah. Let's see. And that is, of course, the Landback Tarot of Miss Auntie K. Okay. Let me shuffle a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to show a little bit them together to see what happens. Because the art styles might be quite different, right? But I still think, yeah, I really do think. Here, even the colorations, they seem to come through, you know. Okay, let's see what's happening. Yeah, I think I actually really like this. I mean, we're 2 cards in, but I mean, reflection between the House of Oppression and the Two of Cups. Interacts between internalize and resting bitch face. Oh, I like that. Education, justice, and the 7 of weapons. Oh, this is good. Apartheid between the 5 of drums and the 10 or 20, number 20, judgment. Oh yes. Oh my god, I really like this. I think they work. I mean, I knew that the art style would be different, so I didn't know, yeah, if they would fit perfectly. And I did place a border here, but I think they actually work great. Allegiance between the 7 of drums and the 3 of arrows. Oh yeah. Appropriation, I'm sorry. Between the chariot and the 3 of weapons. I think this is actually working perfectly. What do y'all think? I mean, I know I might have other decks that could work, you know, but I already knew when I was making it that I was already thinking about working with the Landback Tarot. So the fact that they actually do work together is amazing. And I knew they would. I knew they would. See that difference between existing and it's gray and a little bit depressing, right? And then it's between the Six of Drums and the Ten of Cups, that's very colorful, right? So this is not good enough, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think they work perfectly together. Influence, identity and gender, and the Scout of Arrows. Oh yes. Evolve, strings and the Fool. Oh my god. Control, between the Uncle of Weapons and the Healer. Oh yeah. Yeah. And even the colors, right? I see them popping up and back. Oh, this is perfect. I am so happy. See what I mean with the colorations, you know? And the messages are amazing. I really like this. Exploration between yesterday's foundation and the Seven of Cups. Oh, yeah. The Devil. Scared between the Devil and the Four of Weapons. I could not have dreamt a better combination. Because in all honesty, let me be clear, the Landback is also has also 22 or 23 cards, which is the Oracle of Colonization. However, she mentions in her book that it's also really like a Shadow Arcana. So I'm really using it like that. I would not take that out separately, you know, and put that in as an Oracle. Also because 23 would, I think, not cut it for me, because I feel like I might get repeating cards. I don't know. But the moment I read that it was also a Shadow Arcana, I actually didn't think about it anymore. I put that in there, you know. I wanted to have that in the deck. So there was not an Oracle yet designated, you know, to pair with this deck. And listen, I find it horrible that I got to know this artist, or got to, well, know of this artist only because she was murdered. But I am happy that in a small way, you know, I can keep her art alive in some kind of way, you know. Again, I feel like I can do so little, right? And then, yeah. I mean, look. Oh my god, I really love this. They were made for each other. NTK, if you're watching this, yeah, she made art that fitted your deck. It's beautiful. I'm really happy with this. I'm not even gonna try another pairing. This is the pairing. This is it. This is what it's supposed to be. It was already in my mind, but sometimes, you know, wishful thinking, right? And then maybe it doesn't work together. But in this case, they were made for each other. I'm very happy. Well, not happy, but you know what I mean. I'm happy that they communicating like this, because I think this could become a very powerful reading if I would work with these two decks, you know. Even, hey, perfect. Absence with the Scout of Cups and Healing. Oh yes. again with the colors. Oi. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Again with the colors. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I want to go until I don't have any cards no more. I hope you're okay with that, because I'm really enjoying the look of these two. That means I'm gonna really be using this, you know, in her art. Yeah, will be viewed daily and used in a spiritual way, and I like that idea. I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely working. Oh yeah, I will show you, if you're interested, in some of the cards that I actually had to split because it was like a landscape kind of painting. So I ended up using two cards to portray, well, what was one scene, but to portray two scenes. It gave me some extra cards, and also no art was lost in that way, you know. Yeah, and again, I'm actually very pleased. Yeah, the way they look, the way they communicate. I can foresee some very beautiful readings in the future. Okay, let me put the land back for a second aside, and then, like I said, I can maybe show you. Okay, let's start with these, because I will remember. Yeah, this one. That one, this one. Yeah, because like I said, I had to cut, well, not cut, but you know, put a few, yeah, in a position of two. I might be forgetting some because I'm going pretty quick, but then you'll have an idea, right? I think this one too. That one, yep. I think this one too. Oh yeah, this one too. Yep. I think it was that one. Apparently, I need to rethink it now. Yes. Yes. I think that one was two, right? Or did I forget one? Okay, anyway, I will show you what I have. Okay, now we're gonna have a little bit of white between them, you know. This was one painting, and honestly, this was a little bit smaller, you know. That green walked in here. I blew that a little bit up so I could not see this anymore. But this was actually one painting. You can see here that it's really blown up because here it was smaller. This was one painting. So that was beautiful. Okay, let's see. This one, and yeah, here you still see the horse a little bit. Yeah. This one, I'm sorry, was one painting. Isn't that beautiful? Again, how are you gonna choose? You know what I mean? Like, so, like I said, I just split them, yeah, so that none of the art was really lost, you know. Okay, let's see this one, and okay, I missed the other side. Yeah, again, I did it bad. There is another side of this one. See, I'm missing a few. I went too fast. But this one was also one piece. I mean, you can see everything lining up, right? This too was a self-portrait of hers. And this one, yeah. I mean, you see here, you know, and you see here a little bit of the tree. So practically it's like this. it was a bigger painting. So again, I didn't want to choose. I love the tree. I love the mosque, you know. I love the whole feeling of the garden, right? And the little village, and then there is Al-Aqsa Mosque. So I didn't want to choose. I didn't want to choose, so I took both. And yeah, there were a few more, but again, I am kind of sucking at taking them apart. But yeah, this was mostly it. I will put her Instagram link in the description. So if you're interested, you can see her paintings with your own eyes. You can maybe get a feel of the person she was. Like I said, I did do some notes to write some stuff down about who she was, what happened to her, you know, because while it's important to keep her art alive for me, it's also about, again, that soul, you know, that beautiful soul that made beautiful things, and now she's not here anymore with us, and I think she deserved better. Okay, anyway, again, I really wanted to share this one with you. Sometimes, because words matter, right? Especially in this context, so I find it hard to really express. I find it hard to say I'm happy because, well, I'm not, you know. I did this because, again, all these beautiful parts of her are lost, you know. But I am honored that I can keep a little bit of her alive this way. Okay, I want to thank you all for being here. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Yes, it was, again, politically a little bit loaded, but for me, my my politics, my activism, and my spirituality, they don't separate. They all intertwine. There is no one without the other. This is why we say no justice, no peace. You know, free Palestine, people. I hope to see you all again soon. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.